You can't even have no conversation with her and hold her accountable. She gonna hold you accountable for checking out on her. I'm not going for it. I'm just not going for it, bro.
Damn.
I'm not going for it at all. Not even a little bit.
So are you suggesting, going back to her saying this on Red Table, are you suggesting that the reason, or one of the reasons, he didn't have an issue with it because he was already privy that she was going to release this information?
She went on Red Table Talk with Jada, her mama, and that little hood rat chick that don't even have a gender, don't even identify with a gender. What y'all think? What do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
She cleared this through Steph before she got on the plane and flew her ass out there.
Are you sure?
Steph is at home watching the babies while she doing this. Come on.
No, she probably got a maid. No. Are you sure she didn't go on there to get attention from her husband?
Listen. If y'all go on Red Table Talk, what do you think is gonna happen?
It's a thing.
Drama.
Right.
With all of the handlers and the money and the publicists and stuff that they have, you telling me that we as regular people can identify what's gonna happen, but nobody in their circle is gonna know what's gonna happen.
Don't she have like a brand or something? Like her face needs to be in the public.
That's a lot of things.
She's a cook. Doesn't she have like a restaurant?
Watch this.
So her face needs to be
watch
out
this,
there.
Watch this. Hey Jenna, do you feel like you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, even if you're in a relationship? Because Quentin kind of put you on the spot.
No.
Why is that?
Honestly, well, that's not funny. I think previously, yeah, but then you learn your place. Like you learn that energy, and you learn what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and what works and what doesn't work for y'all.
How do you learn your place?
Your man leads that.
So your man is the one that has to dictate whether or not you can move.
No, not dictate. Not dictate. It brings out that femininity within you, to which you step back, and you don't need to be that. You don't need to be in the streets talking about your marriage, because that's that opens up so much within. Something's wrong within us to the public, and so she's not looking at it in that light. I think she thinks she's funny, but also she was so young when they got together. She hasn't experienced anyone else. So truly, I think that is Aisha's problem. That she's like, oh, what else is out there? And the grass might be greener. I can get attention from somebody else.
Yep.
She just doesn't understand.
Nobody's grass greener than Steph Curry, nigga. What?
You don't know what happens at home. You don't know what that's like.
I'm sorry, Quinn, but dude, I'm telling you right now, just because he makes money and is a bomb ball player, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm aware. I know.
But I will say, like, even in relationships, I've seen it happen within me, because I'm a bit fiery initially. But if I get that energy from the person that's like, okay, no, he can lead this, then I step back. And I don't need to respond to everything. And I don't need to be so independent. And I don't need to be
but what if you in a relationship where it's more of a partnership, and you do need to be a little bit more independent? Do you feel the need to be able to step up and say certain things
in his presence?
In general,
I think that's case by case. That depends what it is. If I need to stand up for myself, then yeah, I need to stand up for myself. If I'm still independent and you haven't put a ring on it and I still pay my own bills, then yeah, I need to stand up for myself.
Pay your own
bills. Who commented on that?
Wait. What you mean? Why should he be paying your bills? Aren't you Church of Beyonce? Aren't you independent? Why does he got to pay your bills?
No, I'm saying as far as, like, to me, that's when I become not single. Is when I am if I'm taken care of on some level. If it just means being married, like, that's what I mean by I'm no longer single. I'm no longer independent. He painted a picture of independent. Don't come to me. So he painted the picture. I'm telling you.
Get him, Jenna.
I just don't believe that everybody is just moving in this space to where, oh, I'm the man, I run this, my chick gonna do what it is that I tell her.
I agree. A lot of talk about not.
I don't think it's that common.
I think that it's probably more common for a guy to defer or not really be standing for that dude than it is for a guy. And I don't fault Steph for that, because everybody just don't, like, that's not everybody, right? I mean, I just think that every relationship is different. And I'm learning that every guy can't move the same way as the guy that's before him.
Do you think that they've had those hard-hitting questions? I mean, like those conversations that they need to have? Like being in the public eye, I think that to me, as a man, like he needs to step in and go, that's not appropriate. And if he doesn't put his foot down in that manner, she's still going to act like this.
Well, no, I don't think that I don't think he even trip about it. I think the only reason that they may have that conversation is because it sparks public conversation in which people start to speculate. And so it may affect his image or whatever like that. But I don't really think it's a thing. I really don't. I don't think it's a thing in their household at all.
So you don't think he cares?
You
don't think he cares?
I don't.
It's kind of like a Will Smith type thing. He just got.
I don't think he cares because I don't think
it don't get two shit.
I don't know what happened to Will Smith.
I don't think that it automatically translates.
What happened to him?
I don't think it.
He got cucked out. Nobody. He ain't even the same. Like. He's acting out. He's been acting out. Their relation. Everybody looks at.
He's also still married. He ain't left, so that nigga don't care.
I don't think it automatically
translates the standard until all their business went all over the place.
True.
Don't lie to me.
I don't think that it automatically
before people learned. Yeah, but before people learned about a lot of details about their problems and all that stuff, they were a standard. People looked up to them, and now look at how people view that marriage. And that's exactly what I'm saying about Aisha doing it. And I don't know it in detail, but like from what I saw, is like this is how these things happen. And we're living in a society with all this traditional role changing and feminine. Like you might not claim to be a feminist, but it's having an effect on a lot of women, and that's why they're becoming more masculine trait and all these things. A lot of this stuff is psychological. And we're still in the early stages of the effects that it's having.
Well,
we're seeing it. That's why these men are walking around in pink sweaters, and these women are walking around like, I don't need no man, even though they want. Well, they can't find them because they're whack.
I'm gonna kind of agree with something Jenna was saying, that the problem is Steph is a good basketball player. Like Anton saying, he ain't a man.
Will was a good actor.
Well, no, but he ain't a man though. He got a tight pussy. The problem is, there's a lot of tight pussy ass dudes that are feminine. That like Anton is absolutely right. They act like, listen, Will Smith on the TV screen can shoot robots and save the world and the galaxies and all that shit. So when people perceive him as what they see on TV, just like they doing with Steph, they know Steph can shoot all half court shots. But Steph ain't a man because you can see his representation through his woman. If his woman respected him and he had structure and leadership, she wouldn't even be on that TV show.
I don't think that it automatically translates into her cheating. I think that the only thing the only difference between Aisha Curry and every other woman, right, is that y'all chicks have the conversation and it don't necessarily be a camera in front of them. So when they had a girls' night, they do the same thing that they was fucking doing over there on The View or that Red Table Talk, and they had the same conversations, and they play the same games or whatever. And the only difference is that it's a camera. That's the only difference. Most of y'all chicks is doing the same fucking thing,
same nasty stuff,
and her homegirls. And so, and I don't think that it necessarily translates into cheating. I think that you can't compare Will Smith to him because it's two different things, and you don't really know what those conversations are. And so just because she's playing around, it doesn't necessarily translate. The only reason y'all saying it's disrespectful is because he's a public figure. That's it.